Hello everyone, welcome back to the Friday night quiz once again. We've got myself, Chris, as always. And as always, you've got Bailey, and then Milo just above him. It looks like he's hovering today. So yeah, welcome back. Friday night quiz again. Hope you enjoyed last week's. It was quite a good one over on the lives on Facebook. It seemed to go on a little bit last week, but it was good fun, really good fun as well. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hope you enjoy tonight's. Tonight's is a little bit different. It's going to be a mix, match and mash-up, if you like, of the last 9 weeks. So I've been getting various messages through the week, both on YouTube and through the Facebook page as well, of some of the favourite rounds and categories. So I hand-picked some of those and put them together for you to make one good quiz, hopefully. So see how you do.
Okay, so here we go with round number 1, the true and false round. This has been in now if you've been playing for a while, for a number of weeks. So a nice easy chance to make up some points, with it being 50-50 of course. So question number 1 in the true or false round is: cyclones spin in a clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. So remember, true or false in this one. The number 1, cyclones spin in a clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. I can see Milo having a good think. Or is he just going to sleep? The effect they have on people. And question number 2, the Channel Tunnel is the longest rail tunnel in the world. So number 2, the Channel Tunnel is the longest rail tunnel in the world. And number 3, Stephen Hawking declined a knighthood from the Queen. So number 3, Stephen Hawking declined a knighthood from the Queen. And number 4, Nicolas Cage and Michael Jackson both married the same woman. So number 4, Nicolas Cage and Michael Jackson both married the same woman. And number 5, the Statue of Liberty was gifted from France. So number 5, the Statue of Liberty was gifted from France. And number 6, the first tea bag was made of silk. So number 6, the first tea bag was made of silk. And number 7, Meghan Markle's first name is actually Rachel. So number 7, Meghan Markle's first name is actually Rachel. And number 8, a female has walked on the moon. So number 8, a female has walked on the moon. And number 9, Netflix began as a DVD rental service. A DVD rental service. So number 9, Netflix originally began as a DVD rental service. And number 10, your final one of round 1. Canada has the biggest coastline of any country in the world. So number 10, Canada has the biggest coastline of any country in the world. Biggest or longest, either or. And that's your 10 questions of round 1. And Bailey's still there, he's just hiding behind me. So that's your 10 questions of round number 1. So let's move on to round number 2. Okay, so round number 2 then is the music round, and it's a music mix-up. That being because it's a mixture of years, this category. So, question number 1 then. Who is the lead singer of Pulp? So question 1. Who is the lead singer of Pulp? And question number 2. Who had a hit with Bop in April 1997? So number 2. Who had a hit with Bop in April 97? And on to number 3. Which former Beatle had a number 1 hit with Stevie Wonder in 1982? Got that wrong. So number 3. Which former Beatle had a number 1 hit with Stevie Wonder in 1982? And number 4, which Frankie Goes to Hollywood song was banned by the BBC? So number 4, which Frankie Goes to Hollywood song was banned by the BBC? And number 5, it's a bit of a long question. So, which children's characters, famous for living on Wimbledon Common, released several novelty singles in the 70s? So number 5, which children's characters, famous for living on Wimbledon Common, released several novelty singles in the 70s? And number 6, John Denver's song, Take Me Home, Country Roads, is about which US state? So if you think about the song and sing it in your head. So number 6, John Denver's Take Me Home, Country Road is about which US state? And of course he mentions it in the song. So. And number 7, how many UK number 1s did Elvis Presley have in the 60s? So number 7, how many UK number 1s did Elvis Presley have in the 60s? And number 8, which American singer-songwriter sang of Falling Into a Ring of Fire? So number 8, which American singer-songwriter sang of Falling Into a Ring of Fire? And number 9, which British boy band made a comeback with Patience? So number 9, which British boy band made a comeback with the song Patience? And number 10, in the 2000s, what year did Kings of Leon release the chart topper Sex on Fire? So number 10, in the 2000s, what year did Kings of Leon release the chart topper Sex on Fire? How are we all doing? How was them first 2 rounds? I must say I've gone for the relaxed look tonight. Okay, so on with the last round of this half anyway. So round number 3. Okay, so round number 3 then, the sitcom round, TV comedy shows, and number 1. What was the original title for Dad's Army? So number 1, what was the original title for Dad's Army? If you're a big fan, you'll know. Although Sam watched it and she didn't know, so there we go. Number 2, complete this Only Fools and Horses catchphrase. This time next year we'll be. So number 2, complete the catchphrase from Only Fools and Horses. This time next year we'll be. And number 3, what's the name of Blackadder's faithful but dim-witted servant? So number 3, what's the name of Blackadder's faithful but dim-witted servant? And number 4, in which town is The Office set? So the UK version of The Office. So number 4, in which town is the UK version of The Office set? And number 5, Anthony, Barbara, Dave, Denise and Jim are members of which famous TV family? So number 5, Anthony, Barbara, Dave, Denise and Jim are members of which famous TV family? And number 6, casting your minds back now, but who plays Gary's flatmate in the first series of Men Behaving Badly? So remember the first series. Who plays Gary's flatmate in the first series of Men Behaving Badly? And number 7, in Rising Damp, Rigsby would picture what animal when thinking about his mother-in-law? So number 7, in Rising Damp, Rigsby would picture what animal when he's thinking about his mother-in-law? And number 8, a good old classic, one of my favourites. In which county was Fawlty Towers set? So remember after the county. So which county was Fawlty Towers set? And number 9, what's the name of the actor who plays Rodney in Holyfields and Horses? So number 9, what's the name of the actor who plays Rodney in Holyfields and Horses? And number 10, who was the main character in One Foot in the Grave? So number 10, who was the main character in One Foot in the Grave? A mixture of old school classics there. And that's it, that's your round 3 completed. So all we need now is just to go over the answers for rounds 1, 2 and 3. So here we go. Okay, so the answers then for round 1 first of all, which was a true or false round. And number 1 was cyclones spinning a clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere, and that is true. True for number 1. And number 2, the Channel Tunnel is the longest rail tunnel in the world, and that is false. It's actually there's one in Switzerland, the Gotthard base in Switzerland. It's 4 miles longer apparently. And number 3, Stephen Hawking declined a knighthood from the Queen, and that's true as well. And number 4 was Nicolas Cage and Michael Jackson both married the same woman, and that's also true, Lisa Marie Presley. So yeah, they both married the same woman, so true for number 4. And number 5, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France, and that is true. And number 6, the first tea bag was made of silk, and that is true as well. And number 7, Meghan Markle's first name is actually Rachel. That's also true. And number 8 was a female has walked on the moon, and that is, of course, false. And number 9, Netflix began as a DVD rental service, and that is true. I didn't know that, but it's true. And number 10 of round 1, Canada as the biggest or largest coastline of any country in the world, and that is true. So that's your true and false round. So over to round 2, which was the music mix-up. And this week it was a mixture of years, so just to keep it a variety, let's say. And number 1, who is the lead singer of Pulp? And that, of course, is Jarvis Cocker. It's Jarvis Cocker, number 1. And number 2, who had a hit with Mbop in April 97? And that is Hanson. And number 3, which former Beatle had a number 1 hit with Stevie Wonder in 1982? And that was Paul McCartney. And number 4, which Frankie Goes to Hollywood song was banned by the BBC? And that was the song Relax. And number 5, which children characters from Wimbledon Common released several novelty singles in the 70s? And of course it was the Wombles from Wimbledon Common. So the Wombles for number 5. And number 6, John Denver's Take Me Home Country Road is about which US state? And it is, of course, West Virginia. And number 7, how many UK number 1s did Elvis Presley have in the 60s? And that's 11. So 11 in the 60s for Elvis. And number 8, which American singer-songwriter sang of Falling into a Ring of Fire? And that was Johnny Cash. And number 9, which British boy band made a comeback with the song Patience? And that's Take That. Take That with their comeback. And number 10, in the 2000s, what year did Kings of Leon release their chart topper Sex on Fire? And it's 2008. It's 2008 for number 10, round 2. On to the last round, round number 3 answers now, sitcoms. Number 1, what's the original title for the Dad's Army? And it's the Fighting Tigers. And number 2, we should have all got this one. Complete the Only Fools and Horses catchphrase. This time next year will be millionaires. Millionaires number 2. Number 3, what's the name of Blackadder's faithful but dim-witted servant? And it's Baldric. So Baldric number 3. And number 4, in which town is the UK Office series set? And that's Slough. Number 5, Anthony, Barbara, Dave, Denise and Jim are members of which TV famous family? And that's the royal family. And number 6, who plays Gary's flatmate in the first series of Men Behaving Badly? And that's Harry Enfield. Neil Morrissey followed after that. So Harry Enfield was in the first series, number 6. Number 7, in Rising Damp, Rigsby would picture what animal when thinking about his mother-in-law? And it's the hippo. Number 8, in which country was Fawlty Towers... Not country, county. So which county was Fawlty Towers set? And that's Devon. Number 9, what's the name of the actor who plays Rodney in Only Fools and Horses? And that's Nicholas Lyndhurst. Nicholas Lyndhurst, number 9. And number 10, who was the main character in One Foot in the Grave? And of course, Victor Meldrew. Victor Meldrew, number 10. And that's all your answers for rounds 1 to 3 complete. So if you need to, pause me, grab a drink, have a little break, and then we'll carry on with rounds 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so round number 4 then, it's Guess the Movie this week. Slightly different category. We've had movies before, but it's Guess the Movie. I'm going to give you a short description. Some may be hard, some may be easy. Let's see how you do anyway. So here we go with number 1. One person is killed with a chainsaw. So remember, we're after the movie title. So number 1, one person is killed with a chainsaw. What's the movie? And number 2, the face of William Shatner is the face of pure evil. So number 2, the clue is the face of William Shatner is the face of pure evil. And number 3, a naked Austrian pursues mother and child and is a hero. So number 3, naked Austrian pursues mother and child and is a hero. Number 4, a man waits for a bus and talks a lot. So number 4, a man waits for a bus and talks a lot. Are they tricky? I don't know. We shall see in a bit how you did. Number 5, a mentally challenged magician befriends a mouse in prison before he dies. So number 5, a mentally challenged magician befriends a mouse in prison before he dies. And number 6, a small town cop overcomes a fear of water to catch a big fish. So number 6, a small town cop overcomes his fear of water to catch a big fish. And number 7, a war hero reluctantly joins family as a gangster. So a war hero reluctantly joins his family business as a gangster. And number 8, an American cop has the worst Christmas ever with his estranged wife. So number 8, an American cop has the worst Christmas ever with his estranged wife. And number 9, a genius swaps vital information for a story about a sheep. Think about it. So number 9, a genius swaps vital information for a story about a sheep. And number 10, the world's best theme park becomes the world's worst theme park with these animals. So number 10, the world's best theme park becomes the world's worst theme park with these animals. And that's your round 4, slightly different this week. Was it tricky? Maybe, maybe not. So you did. But anyway, if you struggle with that one, chance to make up some points with the next one. So here we go with round number 5. Okay then, so round number 5 is a music round, but a bit more specific this week. It's 90s music, so 90s music round for round number 5. And question number 1. Which band had a 1997 hit with the song The Drugs Don't Work? So number 1, which band had a 1997 hit with the song The Drugs Don't Work? And number 2, in which year of the 90s did Nirvana's Kurt Cobain die? So number 2, which year in the 90s did Nirvana's Kurt Cobain die? And number 3, what were R.E.M. losing in their 1991 hit single? So number 3, what were R.E.M. losing in their 91 hit single? And number 4, should be a relatively easy one. But which Hollywood film featured Whitney Houston's rendition of I Will Always Love You? So number 4, we're looking for the film that featured Whitney Houston's rendition of I Will Always Love You. And number 5, name the Bryan Adams song from the film Robin Hood. It spent 16 weeks at number 1 in 91. So number 5, we're after the Bryan Adams song from the film Robin Hood from 1991. And number 6, who's the lead singer of Pearl Jam? So number 6, who's the lead singer of Pearl Jam? And number 7, how many members were there in the Backstreet Boys? So number 7, how many members were there of the Backstreet Boys? And number 8, a great band of the 90s. But what's the name of the first album by Oasis? So number 8 was a huge selling album. But what's the name of the first album by Oasis? And number 9, what's the name of Britney Spears' first single released in 1998? So it's quite iconic, even if you're not particularly a Britney fan. But number 9, what's the name of Britney Spears' first single that was released in 1998? And number 10, your final one of this round. How many members made the original Take That group? So, number 10, how many members were there in the original Take That group? And that's your round 5 completed, your 90s music round. So, while Milo sleeps, let's move over to the next round. Okay, so round number 6 then, your final category of tonight is action movies. Let's see how well you do in this one. So, question number 1 then. What's the name of the famous building in Die Hard where the events took place? So the iconic building we're looking for. Number 1, what's the name of the famous building in Die Hard? Great film as well, by the way. And number 2, what movie has the line, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will kill you? So number 2, what's the name of the movie with the line, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will kill you? And number 3, what actor feels the need for speed in Top Gun? So number 3, name the actor that feels the need for speed in Top Gun. So the actor's name for number 3. And number 4, for those Kill Bill fans, how many members were in Kill Bill's Deadly Viper Assassin Squad? So we're looking for the number. How many members were in Kill Bill's Deadly Viper Assassin Squad? And number 5, for the Bourne Identity fans, what was Jason Bourne's real name? So not the actor's name. What's Jason Bourne's real name in the films? And number 6, how many Mission Impossible films has Simon Pegg been in? So number 6, how many Mission Impossible films has Simon Pegg been in? And number 7, which movie does Keanu Reeves infiltrate a group of surfers involved in armed robberies? Quite a famous film. So number 7, which movie does Keanu Reeves infiltrate a group of surfers involved in armed robberies? And number 8, in the film Fight Club, how many rules are there? So think about it. So official rules. So number 8, in the film Fight Club, how many rules are there? And number 9, where was the Beverly Hills Cop based? So number 9, where was the Beverly Hills Cop based? And number 10, in which 2001 movie did Dwayne "The Jock" Johnson play the character of the Scorpion King? So number 10, in which 2001 movie did Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson play the character of Scorpion King? And there you go, your action movie round. Round number 6, all complete. So we just need now to get the answers for those last 3 rounds and you can tally up your scores. So here come the answers. Okay then, so your answers for round number 4 then. It was guess the movie. Slightly different this week and probably a bit tricky, but let's see how you did. Number 1, one person is killed with a chainsaw, and that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So that's your number 1, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 2, the face of William Shatner is the face of pure evil, and the film we was looking for is Halloween. Number 3, a naked Austrian pursues mother and child and is a hero, and the answer is Terminator 2. That's the official answer. However, if you've got Terminator, give yourself a point. That's Terminator 2 for number 3. Number 4, a man waits for a bus and talks a lot, and the answer is Forrest Gump. So Forrest Gump number 4. And number 5, a mentally challenged magician befriends a mouse in prison before he dies, and that's the Green Mile. So the Green Mile number 5. And number 6, a small town cop overcomes his fear of water and to catch a big fish, and that's Jaws. So Jaws number 6. And number 7, a war hero reluctantly joins family business as a gangster, and that's The Godfather. And number 8, an American cop has a worst Christmas ever with his estranged wife, and that's Die Hard. So Die Hard number 8. And number 9, a genius swaps vital information for a story about a sheep, and that's The Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs number 9. Number 10, the world's best theme park becomes the world's worst theme park with these animals, and that's Jurassic World. So Jurassic World number 10, if you got Jurassic Park, by all means give yourself a point, but the answer is Jurassic World number 10, round number 4. And then on to round number 5, a new category this week. We've had music before, this was 90s music. So number 1, which band had a 1997 hit with the song The Drugs Don't Work, and that's The Verve. Number 2, in which year of the 90s did Nirvana's Kurt Cobain die? And that's 1994. And number 3, what were R.E.M. losing in their 1991 hit single? And that's Religion, or The Religion. Song Losing My Religion. Number 4, which Hollywood film featured Whitney Houston's rendition of I Will Always Love You? And that was the film The Bodyguard. And number 5, name the Bryan Adams song from the film Robin Hood, and that's Everything I Do. I do it for you. That's your number 5. Number 6, who's the lead singer of Pearl Jam? And that's Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder, number 6. Number 7, how many members were in the Backstreet Boys? And it's 5. Just noticed I got ink all over my hand. And number 8, what's the name of the first album by Oasis? And that's Definitely Maybe. And number 9, name the Britney Spears first single released in '98, and that's Baby One More Time. And number 10, how many members made up the original Take That group? And it is 5. The original group was 5. The new Take That group's 4, because Robbie's not with them anymore. And that's your round number 5 completed. So, round number 6 was the action movies round. See if you can make up some points in this one. Number 1, what's the name of the famous building in Die Hard? And it's the Nakatomi Plaza. And number 2, what movie has the line, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will kill you? And that's Taken. And number 3, what actor feels the need for speed in Top Gun? And the actor is Tom Cruise. And number 4, how many members were in Kill Bill's Deadly Viper Assassin Squad? And that's 6. And number 5, what was Jason Bourne's real name in the film? And that's David Webb. Number 6, how many Mission Impossible films has Simon Pegg been in? And it is 4. And number 7, which movie does Keanu Reeves infiltrate a group of surfers involved in armed robberies? And it's Point Break. And number 8, in the film Fight Club, how many rules are there? And officially there are 8 rules. 8 rules of Fight Club. Number 9, where was the Beverly Hills Cop based? And that is in Detroit. And number 10, in which 2001 movie did Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson play the character of the Scorpion King? And that's The Mummy Returns. So Mummy Returns number 10. And there you go, that's all your answers complete for tonight's big quiz. Okay, so hopefully you've tallied up them scores now. How well have you done overall this week? It's out of 60, of course, this week. So do leave a comment, let me know your scores. Either leave a comment here on the YouTube page itself, on the YouTube channel under this video, or bob on over to the Facebook page and leave your scores on there as well. I'd love to read through and see how people have done this week, whether it was tricky or not. And yeah, look out next week then for the bonus quiz that's going to be coming up. I'm not too sure which one it is. I've got a couple more lined up, but keep your eyes peeled for that one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you've not already, jump over to the Facebook page, shepardosaysvirtualquiz, and give us a like and keep up to date with information coming through on there. So thanks again for playing this week. Thanks for joining me. Hope you did well. I look forward to reading your scores, and don't forget, if you get a chance, give it a share with friends and family. See how well they've done in comparison to yourself. So thanks very much for joining me again. Milo and Bailey have disappeared, if you've not already noticed from the background. So thanks for playing again, and I will catch you next week. Stay safe, and see you soon.